Well, that was fun, wasn't it? I have never had so much trouble deciding what I was going to talk about after a Grand Prix weekend. Here were my options. Do I talk about the race itself? The whole Carlos turned in and then Ollie Behrman clipped him and they were both spun round and they ended up with a 10-second time penalty and all the other stuff like that. The he jinked left and then the he jinked right. Do I talk about that? Do I make some jokes about Oscar Piastri killing Lando's pit crew? Or do I talk about Mark Webber going completely mad, becoming Wolverine? They do look quite similar. He's got a Logan-esque thing about him, and going berserk at Zach Brown and the McLaren management. Do I do that? Do I find something stupid and annoying that the Pit Stop podcast have said about it? Like this. That in itself is annoying. Or do I find something cringe that Matt and Tommy have talked about, or done, or said, or thought, like this?
Welcome back to the P1 podcast with Matt and Tommy.
That is infuriating. I've said it before. But obviously, McLaren had a meltdown, and then Max started laughing.
Norris and Piastri have swapped places, Max.
Just because he had a slow start?
So everything became pretty clear about what we would end up talking about. Obviously, Max starting to giggle and McLaren's meltdown caused the McLaren fans themselves to have a proper meltdown, a proper argument, a proper family fight, you know, Christmas lunch when your aunt/uncle, maybe great aunt/great uncle, or any member of your family who watches GB News starts ranting about immigration and the small boats in front of your cousin, you know, the one with the blue hair and the nose ring. The sort of family fight when the topic of migrant hotels comes up. So yay, a nice little video about the Lando fangirls.
All you people care about is making money off of her.
The overly enthusiastic Australians. And the tifosi singing "Doot doot doot doo" Max Verstappen. The Italian fans are at such a level mentally that they just want to see the world burn, so they'll sing for whoever. They'll start chanting for Lance Stroll if it upsets people and, you know, cause is an issue. Ferrari aren't giving them what they want, so they're just going down the let's just cause some carnage route. And fair play to them. I mean, I would if I was there. However, my little fan fallout video was the same thing that everybody else did. Even FP1 Will did a second video about the fallout he received from his tweeting during the race. Unfortunately, he did do it whilst dressed and sitting like the gentleman that welcomes you into a regional swingers club. So damn, I'm back at square one looking for material. Hang on a minute, what about Nico Rosberg, the Monaco-based YouTuber and influencer who I discovered had a brief career in Formula One himself? He had a teammate called Lewis Hamilton, who apparently had quite the career himself. But obviously this happened before Drive to Survive. And if I don't get Will Buxton holding my hand through a season recap every year, I'm just not interested.
You want to start from the front because it means you've got the other 19 drivers starting behind you.
I actually found out that Formula One goes back past this chap Nico Rosberg. I mean, they've been doing it since like the 50s or something, so I'm not entirely sure why Netflix took those seasons off. I want Will Buxton talking about the inter-team dynamics of Juan Manuel Fangio and Maserati. Give me what I want, Netflix. So I can talk about Nico Rosberg. Let's talk about Nico Rosberg. Let's talk about the curse of Nico Rosberg. Let me explain, if you don't know, which you should do. So Nico Rosberg posts a selfie with a driver, a car, a garage, a team, a member of a team, a dog wearing a piece of team merch, and then during the race, that leads to the driver, the dog, the team, the garage, whatever he happened to have photographed, suffering some sort of great dishonour. And after the race, he took this little shot from the podium. Nico, you just gave Ferrari a double DNF. Italy about to get nuked. I'm choosing to believe this selfie is cancelling out Ferrari's bad luck and we'll see a Ferrari win next time out. Optimistic. Turns out that people in the comments were actually using Nico Rosberg's selfie curse, weaponising it against teams they don't like. A little selfie in front of the McLaren garages in Baku. Orange would look so good in the picture. When will we see a selfie with MBS? Yes. Yes, Nico. Take a selfie with MBS. This is what we need. Not that MBS. No. FIA MBS. FIA. Not the other one. Other one, fine. FIA one, not fine. Oh, I've done a bad thing there. I mean, I was only reading a comment. I will never Epstein myself. I apologise. Shit. Anyway, yes. Let's have a selfie with the correct MBS. Across other parts of the comments, Max winning the race obviously brought out all of the Dutch fans congratulating him. And, yeah, they're all as odd as I remember. Including this particular chap who commented racing car emojis, trophy emojis, fireworks and lion faces. Then puts off Russell, spelt wrong. And then please follow me, please spelt wrong. Max Verstappen, I am your big fan. Can you please respond to this comment? My name is Emir. I watch every race of yours. My room is full of your posters. I am waiting for your comment. Can you please address me as Emir in your comment? Simple, lovely. Simple, lovely. What is wrong? Anyway. Then you had the Twitter lot. McLaren did a form of nationalism crossing into racism. The only way for Norris, if crowned champion, is to win fair, else this controversy will tie to him if he wins the championship. Hopefully many races left, he gives the points back to Piastri. Integrity matters. Does no one proofread anything? That's quite amusing. Max pushed me into the grass and Piastri took my spot. Help me, I want to have my way. No one reads and no one rereads anything. Animal Boss says you're the weakest driver mentally in the field. You deserve all. I hope karma hits you. Weak. Do you believe be a real champ? You suck, idiot. If you want to be champ, you need to do it with far play. You and McLaren suck. Everybody should be killed. Un hombre de verdad no avisi dejardo que le reglan esa posición. Blando. I don't know what that means, but I just quite enjoy doing the voice. Then you had the Instagram comments. Blando no wins. Poor baby doesn't deserve to be world champion. Max laughing at the McLaren fumble is the highlight of the race. Today's race reminded me why Formula... Okay, I'm bored of this now. These people are mental. They're all absolutely and utterly mad. They are absolutely mad. I can't do it anymore. I don't look at the comments anymore. They've all lost all sense of reason, proportion, and sort of introspective something. They're all mad, and it's honestly ridiculous. Just calm down, everyone. Calm down. Jesus Christ. But it's nothing. Wait, you just wait. Everyone was drawing comparisons with Hungary from last year and Piastri asking if they can swap them back again. When they ask Oscar to move to let Norris past, you hear Oscar say to his race engineer, we said a slow pit stop was part of racing. We said. They didn't say that just before the race. This is clearly something that they were told back in Hungary. He was obviously told back in Hungary going, look, sorry, Oscar, a slow stop is part of racing. So he's obviously calling back to this previous conversation saying, we said a slow stop was part of racing. So there were lots of comments drawing comparisons with last year. But all of the Twitter comments, the Instagram comments, the YouTube comments, the bricks with notes chucked through windows, all of them pale into insignificance with the commentary and the comment given by one F1 YouTuber who is now my favourite YouTuber in the world. He is a man called James Atkins who has a YouTube channel called Fixed, stylized F1XED. This gentleman is pure gold. He will go on hour and a half long rants. Just straight into the mic, just into the computer microphone itself. No, none of this setup, just straight into the mic. No video, anything like that. Just screen recording, whatever he's looking at on his computer. The man is gold. The man is an Abu Dhabi 2021 truther. He is so aggrieved by an event that happened on one weekend 4 years ago, involving people he has never met and never will meet in another country 4 years ago, and it has sent him on a crusade of truth that he is still fighting to this day. His YouTube videos are numerous and brilliant, with such titles as Hamilton hated by media, F1 use Alex Brundle to like his dad, the Formula One of the mind, fat lying Davidson sucks off Verstappen, and many more. I mean, listen to his take about Monza.
What Formula One is, it's not a sport. It's an extension of the global mind conditioning media machine. It impacts your values. There's no right and there's no wrong. Everything's up for negotiation and opinion, and how it makes you feel, everybody, because that's what they want to condition you to believe in this world. There's no right and there's no wrong. It's all about how you feel about it, everybody. There's no specific rules. We can just negotiate the rules depending on who we're negotiating them for.
Anyway, so this is his take on Max Verstappen pushing the McLaren off track at the start of the race. Let's take a little listen.
Why is he driving the other car off the track? That's driven somebody off the track. That's driving like a C-nut. That's something that this guy has done throughout his career. Oh, but he's the best you've ever seen. Wank boy Brundle and Crofty will have you believe that this constitutes being the greatest ever.
Oh, Christ alive, the man's passionate, I'll give him that. He also talks about one of the stewards of the race for Monza, and he also has an issue with that as well. So we can take a listen to that.
The stewards at the Italian Grand Prix are Derek Warwick, cocksucker extraordinaire.
Steady on.
Owns a Honda car dealership on the Isle of Jersey. The FIA haven't realised that constitutes a conflict of interest, but it does. So he shouldn't be stewarding in an event where a Honda powered car, he's making judgment calls on that Honda powered car because he has ties with Honda. So that's a problem.
Derek Warwick, I don't know much about the guy. But Derek Warwick owning a small Honda dealership, as you can see here, on the Isle of Jersey, well off, it's closer to France than it is to England, and it has a population of 100,000, all of them very, very wealthy, because it's a tax haven. His ownership of a Honda dealer has absolutely no bearing on his Formula One stewardship, in any way, shape or form. How you can draw, I mean, I like to draw dots, I like to draw string, but it's just not a thing. It's just not a thing. His stewardship of a Formula One race and his connection to Honda who provides the origin of a power unit run by a different company called Rebel Powertrains with relative help from Honda, but Honda are leaving it anyway, and Honda are going to Aston Martin. And supposedly because he has a Honda dealership, there is absolutely no way that him coming down on the side of a Honda-powered car as one of 4 stewards has any bearing on one of his salesmen with their skinny trousers and their slick back hair selling an old woman a Honda Jazz. It's just not a thing, James. It's just not a thing, F1XED. It's just such not a... I think, here's my hot take for you. Here's my hot take. Everybody needs to calm the down. Calm down. Everybody calm down. The fans, the Twitter, the comments, the YouTube, the Instagram, the keyboard warriors and all the rest of it. Just everybody calm. I've hurt myself now doing that. Ow. The commentating, the James Atkins talking about mind control. Everybody needs to calm down, please. It's a thing that happens 24 times a year. They are not conditioning minds. They are not part of the New World Order. They didn't do 9/11, they didn't hit the Pentagon. The most that they can be accused of is doing their level best to make it as entertaining as possible, maybe fiddling around with how things are presented and inciting conversation. That's the most that they can be, because they're a business who want clicks, they want views, they want people talking, they want people rewatching stuff 25 times over to see whether they're on the f***ing white line or not. They want all of that because they're a billionaire demon business who just want money, which is all it is. And you're fighting in the comments, giving them the engagement and the clicks that they want. Relax. All of the people that you are fighting about, commenting on, cheering on, and all, they wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. They don't care. This is how much involvement that you should have in Formula One as a healthy human being with stuff going on in their lives. It's a Sunday, maybe you have Sunday lunch, maybe you go for a walk, maybe you've been to the gym in the morning, you sit down at around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon as British view. I know the rest of you have a hardship, that's not what I'm on about. You sit down, you've had some lunch, You sit on the sofa, you have a fart, you get comfortable, you watch 2 hours of racing, you have a little bit of comment with it, maybe with the person you're watching, maybe with someone over text, maybe you're in my Patreon race chat and you're having a little giggle about whatever, and then when it's done, you put the phone down, you tried not to fall asleep towards the end of it because you had a big lunch and you had a glass of wine, and now you're going to go outside and you're going to have a fag, and then you're going to come in and you're going to turn the fucking channel over and you're going to watch an old rerun of Top Gear, for fuck's sake. That is all that you should be doing, honestly. Old mate James Atkins, F1XED, he needs to be doing something more worthwhile than Formula One. Get him making 9/11 documentaries. Get him making videos about Epstein's Island and anything. The Vegas shoot, it doesn't matter. Just get him on something important. Get him on the Epstein list. Not wanking on about Martin Brundle and David Croft, two slightly portly middle-aged men who sit in a box on a Sunday with a fucking microphone. Let's get him on to Mohammed Atta and Larry Silverstein, you bunch of fucking pussy.
I'll make that deal. How about you, you bitch? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
Like the 50s or something. I don't know why I went American there. Why did I do that? What in the f*** is that? Is this the apocalypse? Have they just... Is that the 4-minute warning? What the f*** is going on outside? Jesus Christ. Putin? I mean, I opened up Twitter this morning and I thought I'd died. Everyone said, Charlie's dead, and it's a guy in America, a political guy in America. Bit sad. A dog wearing a piece of merch, with a driver, a car, a... Jesus Christ, it's a list, man, you fuckwit. Can we stop with the fucking planes?